Why I had no choice but to call the police on my own mom? My little sister, Daniela, was singing in the backseat when a truck ran a red light and slammed into our car. When the car stopped rolling, she wasn't singing anymore. The entire hospital tried to save her, but eventually, they told us she was gone. Mom crawled into the hospital bed, holding her tight like she was still alive. Dad stood frozen as the nurses pulled Daniela out of Mom's arms, and I threw up in the corner of the room. I survived, and she didn't. That fact haunted me for a long time. In the days that followed, Mom stayed in Daniela's room, staring at her stuffed animals. I made tea for her every night, but the cup always sat untouched, cold on the table. We thought she was grieving, like any mother would. Until she started making Daniela's bed every morning and arranging the stuffed animals exactly how Daniela used to. Mom said Daniela wouldn't like it if they weren't in the right order. On Daniela's birthday, Mom came home with a wrapped gift, saying she had bought it before the accident. Dad and I didn't believe her, but we didn't say anything, because at that point, even one word could have broken her. A month later, Mom brought home a life-size doll that looked exactly like Daniela. Real human hair, the same color as hers. Mom sat down, brushing its hair, and said to me, "See, doesn't it look just like bedtime?" She dressed the doll in new clothes every day, put it in Daniela's old stroller, and took it everywhere. She even used 2 voices, talking like the doll could talk back. People at the mall looked at her like she was something terrifying and pulled their kids away. Dad found a $3,000 charge on the credit card. When he asked about it, Mom clutched the doll and screamed, "You can't put a price on your child." From that night on, Dad slept on the couch. Mom pulled me out of school, saying it was too dangerous. She set up a homeschool class with 3 cereal bowls at the breakfast table. Every day, I sat there, learning alongside the doll, in silence. One morning, I couldn't take it anymore. I jumped up and screamed, "Daniela is gone." Mom sobbed, "You left her in the car and now you're leaving her again." I couldn't breathe. My chest felt like it was being crushed. I whispered, "But I'm still here." But she wouldn't look at me, only at the doll in her arms. After Dad left, Mom started going out without the doll. When she came home, she talked about a new friend and her little daughter, who laughs just like Daniela. I checked Mom's phone. Her wallpaper had been changed to a photo of a little girl I didn't recognize. One day, the doorbell rang. Mom rushed to open it with a strange, excited look. A woman stood there, thanking Mom profusely for babysitting. Behind her was a girl, maybe 11 years old, with black hair, hiding behind her mother, clearly afraid. After their car drove off, Mom turned around with a face I'd never seen before, like a predator. She grabbed the girl's hand and pulled her straight into Daniela's room. "Welcome home, sweetheart," she said, and I felt a chill go down my spine. The girl stepped back and whispered, "My name is Katie, not Daniela." The slap made me jump. "You are Daniela," Mom screamed, dragging Katie into the room like my sister had come back to life. She forced Katie to undress and pulled out one of Daniela's old dresses. When Katie resisted, Mom opened a drawer, pulled out scissors, and cut the clothes off her. All the while, she sang a lullaby, the same one she used to sing to my sister. Katie was sobbing. Mom dragged her into the bathroom and poured bleach on her hair. "I want my mommy," Katie cried. "I am your mommy," Mom replied, smiling. But when she turned her back, Katie grabbed the bleach bottle and threw it into her face. Mom's scream tore through the house. Katie ran out, screaming for help. I hid in the closet, my hands shaking as I dialed 911. When the police broke down the door, they found Mom brushing Katie's hair and the doll's induction Lee. "She finally gets to meet the other Daniela," Mom said softly. They handcuffed her as she screamed like she was being torn apart. "Don't take my baby again." It's been 8 months since she was admitted to the hospital. The last time I visited, she whispered, "I forgive you for sending Daniela away again." Dad and I cleared out Daniela's room, including the doll. And for the first time in years, the house was truly quiet.